Okay, so we are going to start sitting in this position, our feet out in front of us. Because we're on this unstable surface, we're going to take our feet wider than our normal hip distance apart, and also a little further away from us than usual. So the roller is going to kind of stick up a little bit behind you. You're going to take your arms out in front, take a big deep breath in, and we're going to actually exhale and curl down to lay down on the roller. Curl down one vertebra at a time. Take your time. Rolling down. And then release your hands down by your sides. We're going to walk your feet not closer together, but a little closer to you. And then from there, just kind of give your nervous system a moment to kind of feel that you're on this wobbly, unstable surface. You're going to hopefully feel those 3 points of contact that we talked about, in the earlier modules, that feeling where the sacrum is really connected to that surface beneath you, that foam roller. And then that middle upper kind of thoracic spine there, that T8, the apex of your thoracic spine, and then right behind your head. So those 3 points should feel like they're firmly in touch with the roller, and you should have a little bit of space underneath your low back, maybe a finger and a half or 2 fingers distance, and then behind your neck. So you're in a nice neutral pelvis. You're just going to take a couple of deep breaths there. And if you feel like you're a little more posterior with the pelvis, go ahead and try to find neutral, rock into neutral, or anterior, vice versa. You can kind of just shift your pelvis in these little micro forward and back movements, tapping into your abdominals, tapping into your back extensors. And then from there, I want you to just gently rock side to side a little bit, not big, but as you do that, just feeling the weight shifting from side to side. And we're going to start with some pelvic curls. So keep your hands firmly on the floor, take a big deep breath in, and then on the exhale, tuck your tail under by engaging your abdominals, and then just begin to peel your spine up off the floor, off of the roller. You're going to notice that you're not going to get as much range because you're already 6 inches off the ground. Take an inhale here at the top, and then exhale and draw the spine back down onto the roller, 1 vertebra at a time, and then releasing the sacrum back down. Let's just do 3 more like that. Take a big deep breath in, and then exhale. Find the initiation from the abdominals. So really tap in to the muscles that are going to flex the spine from the abs. Inhale, hold there, and then exhale, really widen at the top through the chest, and then sink that upper spine down onto the roller first, and then the middle, and then the lower, and release. Inhale. You might feel the glutes and hamstrings working a little more than usual when you're on the roller. That's totally normal, but still try to find the abs. It's a little harder to find them when you're already up off the floor 6 inches. Take an inhale here, and then exhale, and try and relax the back muscles. Tap into the abs even deeper to stretch the back extensors as you roll down. And let's go one more time. Big deep breath in, and then exhale, curling back through the pelvis, feeling the spine peel off of that roller. Try to keep that deep posterior tilt all the way up so you feel that hip flexor stretch at the top. Your glutes should be very active. Take an inhale here, and then exhale and curl back down. And then release the sacrum back into neutral. Go ahead and just turn your head from side to side. Let your head kind of just drop off the side of the roller gently to one side and to the other, releasing those cervical rotators. And then come back to center with the head. Let's go ahead and reach the arms up to the ceiling. Turn the palms to face one another. And we're gonna do some rib cage arms here. You're gonna take your right arm and I want you to reach it up to the ceiling. Feel your shoulder blade widen on your rib cage. And then let that shoulder blade just come down and go below the floor and wrap around the foam roller. So it's like you're feeling the rhomboids engage there. Inhale, go up, spread the shoulder blade away from the spine, and then let it go down. And because you can, go ahead and go beyond the distance of the floor and wrap around the roller. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale, and engage the rhomboid to squeeze like you're giving the roller a hug with your shoulder blade. One more time. Inhale, up, and then exhale and go down. And then go ahead and come to a neutral shoulder blade position with the right. And let's do the same thing on the left. Inhale, reach up with that left shoulder blade, and then bring it down. Let that arm bone be nice and heavy. Inhale, reach up. Arm is nice and long, fingers are extended. Wrap around that shoulder blade. And inhale up. And exhale down. And one more time. Inhale, reach up. Feel how those upper intercostal abdominals will engage as well when you reach up. And then sink that shoulder blade down. Now we're going to do both arms, but we're going to add a little rotation. So I want you to reach up and then rotate thumbs towards each other so that your shoulder blades are going to kind of swivel up on your back. And then you're going to pretend like you're unscrewing a light bulb and rotate your shoulders outward as you draw down. So your shoulders are going to rotate inward. Your backs of your palms will come towards one another. Palms will face out. And then you're going to wrap the other way as you draw the shoulder blades down. So reach up, rotating in with the hand, and lower, rotating out. Two more times. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale out. And one more. Inhale up, and exhale out. Go ahead and hold the arms right there. Now I want you to think about the lower ribs. I want you to think about those lower ribs kind of staying really connected and almost feeling like they're sliding down towards your pelvis, and keeping that spot between your shoulder blades pressing nice and firmly into the roller. You're going to take both arms and slowly, as you inhale, reach overhead. And the minute you feel like your ribs are going to flare in the front, or you're going to lose the connection with the backs of the shoulder blades kind of into the roller there, then that means that's the end of your range. And then draw your arms back up. So we're not going to compensate by flaring our ribs or losing the integrity of our thoracic spine in order to go into shoulder flexion, right? And back up. And inhale, reaching over, keeping the ribs sinking down towards the hips and going for whatever is your range of motion with your shoulders while maintaining really good integrity of the spine. And let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach back, reach back. You should feel a stretch through the lats. And then bringing the arms back up. We're going to go ahead and do one more reaching back. Inhale. Exhale for nothing here. Just engage the abdominals a little deeper. And this time I actually want you to press your whole spine into the roller. So go ahead and go a little bit posterior. And then on the inhale, we're going to float the arms up, lift the head up, and curl all the way up, one vertebra at a time, rolling. You might need to move your feet out a little further away from you. You're going to do a roll up. Good, that was awesome. Your feet are so close to you. Inhale, hold here, and exhale, curl back down. Feel all of those little micro adjustments that you have to make and tap into in order to keep your spine going centered on the roller. And inhale, reaching the arms up, reach forward, exhale, curl. we're going to add an element of challenge if you want. If that was already hard enough, then just stay there. Otherwise, you're going to try and see if you can take your right leg and extend it out. I look like I'm staring at your crotch, I'm not. Okay. And go ahead and curl down, keeping your right leg extended.
And you could do it while laughing. That's cool.
Keeping the right leg extended. Go ahead and inhale and lift up. And exhale and curl back up, keeping that right leg extended. If you can, it's really hard. And then lower. And let's do the same thing on the left. Extending the left leg. Inhale and exhale, curling down. Try to keep that leg up, don't let it drop. And inhale once you're down, and go ahead and lift up. I told you, find your inner goofball. And lower, and then inhale here, and exhale and curl all the way back down.
Mine needs some work.
That's why we're here. Okay, so go ahead and lower your hands back down by your sides. We're going to float your right leg up into tabletop. Float your left arm up towards the ceiling. Turn the palm to face inward. You're going to lower your right toes as you reach your left arm overhead. And then exhale and draw it all back up together. So your left foot and your right hand are on the floor. You're inhaling to reach the arm and leg away, and exhaling to come back. We want to keep the knee maintaining at that 90-degree angle, so we're not extending from the knee joint, we're extending from the hip joint. So we're lowering. Yeah, good. And one more time. Good. Now, leave your leg where it is, and then go ahead and float the other leg up to meet it.
And then start to roll.
Exactly. Now, you're going to keep the left leg lifted, and you're going to reach right toes down and left arm back. So you're still doing the same arm and leg pattern you were just doing, except now you've got the left leg lifted as well, right? Notice if you're maintaining your alignment. Or are your ribs flaring? Is your pelvis going all over the place? Yes. And last one, hold here. Now go ahead and lower your, stay there. We've got left arm up, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Lower your right leg all the way to the floor. Keep your left leg up. And then see if you can bring your right arm up. And then go ahead and put your left hand down. And we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're going to reach the left toes down as the right arm goes back. And exhale and draw it up. And inhale, reach. And exhale up. And inhale, reach. And exhale up. Vicki, don't straighten your leg, just lower from your hip joint only. Yes, good. Last one, and then hold and float your right leg up as well.
So can anyone do this with their both arms up too?
No, that would be crazy. And hold there.
I don't know, crazy things happen.
And now lowering the right toes as the left one reaches. And you might find one side was like just a little bit more connected, right? Yeah. A little easier. It's really normal. But it's a good indicator that there's probably a little imbalance somewhere. And one more Now lower your right foot all the way down and bring the right arm up and have both arms up. And stay there. Take an inhale. Turn the palms to face forward. See if you can reach the arms back slowly overhead. And we're going to come up for our hundreds from here. So we're going to come into a chest lift. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, floating up, reaching the leg long if you can. You can also leave it exactly where it was. And we're going to begin our breath. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 20. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 30. Lift higher, Laura. Tuck into those abs more. 40. Hold for 50. Hold. Make a leg switch.
Oh, leg switch?
A leg switch. Change legs. Continue breathing. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 60. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 70. Exhale, 2, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 80. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 90. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 100. Hold. Put your hands on the ground. Bend your right knee in. Bend your left knee in. Hug both knees in and lower yourself down. Okay, flex your feet. Point your feet a couple times. We're going to do a little series of abs here. If at any point you start to feel like you're doing more neck work than you are ab work, put your head down and come back and join us when you're able, okay? So take an inhale breath here. Exhale, float your head and chest up. You can actually move your hands back a little bit so that you can get a little bit better lift and you can press into your hands. So we're going to start with the left leg extended and we're going to go into our single leg stretch. So we go inhale, exhale, 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 exhale. Last one. And bring both legs in and stretch and pull in. And inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Last 2. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Legs to the ceiling. Last exercise here. Stretch your left leg down. Hamstring pull. Exhale, exhale, switch. Exhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Anytime you feel your neck, just lift up higher. You can even use your hands a little bit here. And last one. Bring both legs up, bend both knees in, and hug them in. Let's turn our heads from side to side. Okay, this next one is my own little weird kind of creation. I mean, I may have seen it somewhere a million years ago. I do this one. I don't know where I learned it. So it's not part of your repertoire, but listen closely to the cues because if the setup isn't right, then you're not going to be able to execute it. So first thing first, you're going to hug your knees in a lot closer than you would think is necessary. So really kind of tuck them in tight. You're going to float your head up. You're going to put your arms out wide and use them on the floor. You're going to push the roller away from me and roll onto the hip so that you roll towards me. You're going to roll towards me, but you're going to push your roller back. Does that make sense? Okay. Once you're there, You're gonna extend your bottom leg, extend your top leg. You should be able to take your back hand off the floor, and you should be facing me if you listen to my cues. From there, you're gonna hold, and you're gonna lift into the obliques. Lift, and lift. It's like a little side teaser. Lift, and lift, and 4. Come on, you guys. And 3, and 2, and 1. Hold. Lower your bottom leg. Liz, you got this. Yes. Why are some of you facing away from me? I don't understand. Lift. 2 more. Lift, and 1 more. And then bring the legs in and roll back onto your back. Ooh. Okay. Reset yourself. Let it go. If you didn't get it that time, you're going to go home and practice this. I know you are. So let's go ahead and attempt it on the other side. So my hands are out really wide. My fingers are spread. My palms are pressing into the floor. I'm going to use my hands a lot. Bring your knees in towards your chest. So tuck yourself into a little ball. Lift your head up. Now, you should be rolling away from me this time. So you're going to roll your knees away from me, and as you do it, you have to push the roller back a little bit so that you don't roll off of it. Does that make sense? So you should be a little bit on the side now. You're going to extend your bottom leg, extend your top leg, so you're on this kind of precarious teeter-totter side teaser thing. You're going to lift your back arm up towards your feet. And little oblique crunches. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Hold the last one up. Lower your bottom leg and lift your bottom leg. 5 times. 2, 3, 4. Lift that chest higher so you're not in your neck. And 5. Hold and bring it all back. Lower your feet to the ground. And turn your head from side to side. Let me give you guys a little treat here for that. Go ahead and open your arms out to the sides. And then just kind of rock back and forth and work that roller in between your shoulder blades a little bit. And just distract yourself from what you just did. Okay, now keep rolling off the side of the roller onto the floor gently. And you're going to just gently take the roller out from underneath you. And give yourself a moment lying on the floor there without the roller to just feel like somebody scooped out your sacrum, scooped out your mid-back, and your head. You guys feel that?
Yeah.
It's like you're like really connected to those 3 points of contact there. I love that feeling. I think it's really awesome. Not everybody likes it. I'm weird. That's okay. You're going to go ahead now and take your roller and bring it underneath your feet. I want the roller directly under your arches. So not under your heels, not under the balls of your feet. And then your knees are in line with your hips and your feet are in line with your knees. So you've got that perfect plumb parallel alignment. Hands are down by your sides, reaching long. You're going to take an inhale breath here. And exhale, we're going back to those pelvic curls. But now, we're going to get more range of motion through the spine. And we're going to get some hip extensor activation. Take an inhale here at the top. And then exhale, keep your hips lifted. And really take your time and stretch down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Pay attention to what your feet are doing. Are they wanting to roll out? Are you wanting to kind of push the roller away from you? Are you engaging your toes madly? Like, what are you doing? Take an inhale breath. Exhale, draw the abdominals in and curl up. Remember, the first initiation phase of this pelvic curl is abdominals. And then it's the hip extensors. So we don't just grab the glutes and hamstrings right away. Inhale and exhale, curling back down, articulating through the spine. time, keep the chest open, the collarbone wide, even though you're going into that thoracic flexion. And let's do 3 more. Big deep breath in, and exhale, peeling up. Find that lift at the top, but tuck the tail a little bit more so you get maximize that hip flexor stretch at the top. Inhale and exhale and lengthen back down. And if your hamstrings are talking to you, it's a good indicator that you have something going on, whether it's they're too tight or even they can be too flexible, but they're not strong in this way. Inhale at the top and exhale, curling back down. And last one, we're gonna hold at the top. Big deep breath in and exhale, curling up, and stay lifted at the top there. Tuck the tail a little bit more, engage the abdominals so you feel both the hip extensors and the abdominals working together to keep your pelvis in that neutral so that you're not over activating the lower back muscles. And we're going to take the right leg and float it up. And inhale to tip the foot down to the roller, exhale to float it up. Inhale, tip down, pelvis staying totally stable, and lift. Inhale down, exhale up. Don't actually set the foot down, just touch and lift right back up. And one more, and lift. Good, and lower that foot. You should have minimal shift when you go to change legs because you stayed so stable. And lift the left leg. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. 2 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Last one. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Put that foot down. Stay here. And now you're going to do these little baby hugs. So you're going to roll the roller towards your butt and away. Roll it towards you and away. 3 more times. Roll it towards you. So you're going to roll it to the toes and away. On the next time that you roll it to the toes, you're going to stay on the toes and try to come into plantar flexion. So you're going to lift your heels up, 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 up. Lift your hips, lift your hips. I'm shaking like crazy too. And lower down. Your legs are extended now. Go ahead and dorsiflex and plantar flex a few times. And then just kind of flick your ankles. And as you flick your ankles, let that just reverberate all the way up your body, all the way up your spine. It's like you're kind of shaking it out. Like a little mat bounce. And then from there, go ahead and just internally and externally rotate and just kind of shake the legs out like that. All right, now we're gonna go into an external rotation and come in with like a frog position, and then internally rotate and push out. And external to come in, and roll through internal to go out. Just massage those hips. Good, and then reverse that. Come in with internal, and go out with external. Doesn't that feel yummy? No? Okay, yeah. Now go ahead from here and take the roller, hug it underneath you. You're going to place it under your sacrum. Keeping your left foot on the ground, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Now glide your left foot out nice and long until you feel a nice stretch through the hip flexor there. The more you pull the right knee towards your right shoulder, the deeper the stretch will be on the left hip flexor. So create that opposition wherever it feels like it's, wherever you're getting the most out of it. You can kind of oscillate that bottom hip a little bit and just wiggle it internal, external, just kind of shake it out a little bit real gently. And circle your ankle around on that top foot. And circle it the other way. And hug it in one more time. And let's change sides. So first, plant the right foot on the floor. So get the foot planted and hug the left knee in. Then start to glide that right foot out, but keep it in contact with the floor. So as soon as the leg floats up off the ground, then you've kind of lost the stretch that I'm going for anyway. You're using the hip flexor to hold it up. Really reach the legs in opposition. And do little oscillations with your right femur. And circle your left ankle around. And then the other way. Give it one more gentle pull in. And then go ahead and draw the right leg back up. Take both legs up to the ceiling. Turn the legs out. Flex the feet and open the legs out to the sides. We're going to do some side splits later, and I want you guys to get your adductors, hamstrings nice and warmed up. We're going to point through the feet, and we're going to do switch, switch, and then open. There's going to be this little bounce at the bottom, but it's not because you're forcing it, but it's like you're letting go, and then you're letting go a little bit deeper. So we go switch, switch, and release, release. Switch, switch, release, release. Switch, switch, release, switch, switch. Last two. And last one. And come back up. And take the right leg. Do you guys remember bicycle from the Cadillac? Reach the right leg out long. And switch. So you're going to be making this big, giant mid-air bicycle. I like to think of those like those old-timey bicycles from like the early 1900s. Yeah, with the big, giant front wheel. And obviously the pedals were not that far apart, but I try to visualize like it's like I'm pedaling like that big front wheel. So really reach through space. And then reverse it. And scoop. And scoop. My toes are cramping, so I'm doing weird things with my toes. Ignore me. And scoop. Exhale. So the leg is coming back as far as it'll go before it ends. And you're keeping the legs equidistant, how much they're extending. And bring it back up. And, sorry, I need a moment for my toes. Woo. Let's do a few of these. So hold your legs up. You guys are going to suffer because of my toes, I'm sorry. So holding your legs up, you're going to go into your, why am I having so much trouble thinking right now? So you're kind of like demi-point there, and then go ahead and full point. Now, pretend like you've got a pencil that you've grabbed with your toes, and you're going to pull it back, and then release. Oh. And push through that forced arch, grab that pencil, and pull it back. And grab, and pull back. Spread the toes, and pull back. Anybody else's feet cramping?
They're happy.
Only one? Okay. And then now, grab that pencil and point, and then release and pull back. And go ahead and grab the pencil. So then release the toes.
Now my feet are
Okay. And wrap your toes around the pencil, and then just point with it, and then release. Oh. I forgot your feet were in those things. I was like, what's going on there? All right. And then hold the last one. Sorry. All right. So now we're going to just go into our helicopters. So bring your right leg down and your left leg back. We want to keep the scissor as equal as possible, right? So I could bring my bottom leg further, but then the top leg wouldn't be going the same distance. We want to keep that scissor really even. So the bottom leg is only going to go down as low as the back leg can go back, and vice versa. Got it? Now, so you've got right leg down, left leg back. Circle all the way around, and then bring right leg back down again. Circle all the way around, and right leg back down. Try to hit every number on an imaginary clock dial. So we're going to go all the way, all the way, all the way, all the way around, and right leg back down. And all the way, all the way, all the way around, and right leg back down. One more time. Circle, 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 and switch. Now stay here. We're reversing it. So we're going to go all the way around the other way. So left leg is down now, and right leg is back. And switch. And circle, 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 and switch. Circle, 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 and switch. Circle, 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 and switch. Don't pause in the middle, because then you'll end up changing direction, which will mean you'll actually go the same direction every time. Does that make sense? And last time. And then go ahead and bring both legs up, hug both knees in. Place your hands firmly on the roller and extend your legs out to 45. We're going to do our rollovers from here. So you're going to inhale the legs to 90 and exhale, press your hands into the roller to roll over. Now remember, you're going to stay with the legs parallel to the floor. Flex the feet, open, and then if you can touch the floor with your toes, go ahead and go into hip flexion to do that. And then exhale and curl back down, one vertebra at a time. Plant the sacrum, point the feet, and circle them back to 45. Inhale to 90. Exhale to roll over. Inhale, flex, open, and touch. Not so wide actually with the feet. And then lower back down and circle back together. Not so wide. So this is as wide as you're going to go. Okay, so we're going to finish it, yeah? Same as in the mat work. And roll over, flex, then open. And then if it's available to you, try and touch the floor. And then inhale, exhale, and roll back down. Keep your feet dorsiflexed as you're rolling down. Good, and circle back together. Same thing with you. Don't do a big giant circle. Just finish out your circle. Roll over. This is your last one, you guys. Good, and then once you're there, go ahead and take the roller and gently glide it out from underneath your pelvis. Place your ankles on top of it. We're going to come up through a roll up just to sit up. So reach your arms back, stretching overhead. You're going to inhale, lift up through your head and chest, and exhale, curl up. Good. Now tuck the roller underneath your legs and grab it with an underhand grip. Hugging it nice and firmly, look down at your pelvis, keep everything really tight and compact and engaged. You're going to inhale, roll back, exhale, roll forward and balance. Inhale, roll back, exhale, roll forward, hold your balance. Inhale, roll back. And balance. Good, 3 more, let me see. Inhale, roll back. And balance. Good, 2 more. Dana, I have to give you a prize for doing lots of boots on your feet. I don't know how you're doing this.
It's the first time I've moved in 2 weeks. I feel good.
And last one, inhale, roll back. And balance. Good. Now go ahead and see, challenging, see if you can slip the roller out from under you. All right, so we're not going super wide, not a big straddle. We're going to start from here because there's always like some confusion about where that line is, right? So I want your feet dorsiflexed. If you need to bend your knees, it's okay. But I want you to find your back extension on that diagonal so that you are not here. If you're here, then bend your knees so that you can find the length in the spine, okay? Bring the arms overhead. And then from there, go ahead and release the arms. Let the head ground, or let the head just kind of come forward and curl and stack back up that imaginary wall. Inhale. And exhale, curl down off of the walls. We're doing our spine stretch forward here. And then inhale, adding extension, taking the roller directly over the head. Keep the feet dorsiflexed. Inhale, and then exhale and curl back up. Good. Again, inhale and exhale. Curl forward first. You're not going to lift the roller until you find your back extension. Inhale, reach into back extension. Good. Then exhale, curl back up to stack back up the spine. Nice. Ooh, that was yummy. She just, I can feel it. Like my abs just contracted watching her do that. That was awesome. Exactly what I want to see. Okay. Inhale and exhale, curl back. Sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you. Inhale, reach, 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 reach. Now hold here, and we're gonna pulse the arms back. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, 6, 2 more. Last one, hold. Now sit up nice and tall, sit up tall, sit up tall. Immediately come upright. Bring the feet together. Arms are straight overhead, and exhale, exhale, inhale, center. Exhale, exhale, inhale, center. Exhale, 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 exhale. Remember what I kind of get on you guys about the feet? Don't let your feet do that. That's not an adaptation. That is a compensation. And release the arms. Ooh, shoulders back. We will talk about that after. Zip it. Okay, go ahead and come onto your side. Place the roller directly at your feet. You're going to have your top leg forward and your bottom leg back. Coming onto the elbow. First things first, set that shoulder, engage from underneath there. And then if you need to use your hand in front, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, you're just going to lift up into a side plank. Reach that arm up if you can, and hold. Lower your bottom hip and lift it up. We'll do 6 of these. And lift. And lift. 2 more. And last one. And hold, 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 hold. And come down. Nice. Ooh. Okay. Go ahead and spin around. Change the roller to the other side. Check your alignment, make sure you're in a nice straight line, engage from underneath that shoulder, And lifting up. And once you're there, go ahead and lower that hip. And lift. Lower. And lift. 4. And 5. And 6. Hold. Now, you're going to come onto your elbows facing forward.
Oh, God.
So down on your knees. From there, tuck your toes on top of the roller. Okay? So you're in this like knee bend position. It's not a quadruped because you're down on your elbows. You're going to go ahead and push yourself up onto your plank. Find that perfect plank position there. Hold it. And just breathe and hold. Check you all. If you drop your hips a smidge, good. Abs in. Beautiful. Go ahead and rest your knees down. Take a quick little breather. You're going right back up, so don't take your feet off the roller. Don't sit in child's pose. You're not done yet. Come right back up again. Now from here, you're going to release your right foot, and you're going to do your leg pull front. And exhale, lift 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, 7, and 8. Take a break, then we'll do the left side. What I want you to feel when you're doing in this really limited range of motion is that it's almost impossible for you to use your back extensors, right? You have to use your hip extensors to lift that leg if everything's going to stay aligned, right? So, other side. We're not going to bring that leg super high, but we're going to keep everything aligned. And exhale, left leg 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. The leg is going up, not in. And 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. And bring the knees down. Sit back over your heels for a moment. Now you get to rest. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Okay. Coming onto all fours. I want you to take your roller closer to me, side to me. You're going to be on all fours. Check in the mirror to see that your shoulders are directly over your hands, your hips are directly over your knees. You've got a nice neutral pelvis. You're going to take the hand that's furthest away from me, and you're going to bring it underneath you with the palm facing up on top of the roller. Good. From there, you're going to bend your other elbow and you're going to glide underneath yourself to go into thoracic rotation. And then coming back up again. And inhale and exhale. And exhale. Try to really feel yourself twisting from right about where your bra strap is. And coming back. And 3 more. Exhaling. And inhaling. And 2 more. Exhaling. And last one. And come back to center. Change sides. And your opposite hand underneath. And rotate. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. Nice, that boost. Amazing pop. And 3 more. Exhale, twist. Try not to drop when you twist. Try and stay level. more. So you're staying really, really connected there and back to center. But from here, go ahead and take that roller in front of you and lay flat down on the mat. Palms are facing down and the roller is kind of right above your wrists. We're going to start with some shoulder shrugs. So I want you to just keep your forehead down. You don't have to keep it on the mat, but just have it, relaxed as much as possible. And then I want you to just reach forward so that your shoulders come way up by your ears. Really stretch your shoulder blades up your spine. And then draw your armpits down to your hips. And inhale, reach up. And exhale, draw down. And 2 more. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, draw down. And on the next time as you draw down, I want you to go ahead and float the head up and draw the arms down, pulling the roller towards you, and then lower back down. And inhale, draw the shoulder blades down the back, let the head float up, keep the neck nice and long. Good. And lower back down. Keep your feet relaxed. Good. Continue. And inhale, reach. Head's going to emerge. Ashley, shoulders relaxed down.
I'm trying. I'm just saying that I'm trying. Here we go.
Bring the roller a little closer to you.
Every
Bring it
day.
down. And one more time, lifting up. We're going to stay up at the top there. And then I'd like you to try from there to just put a little bit more weight or energy into the left side and float the arm up. And bring it down. And move up. And bring it down. And one more time on the right. And bring it down. And one more time on the left. And bring it down. And lower back down. Shake your hips out. Go ahead and tuck your knees under. Oops. And roll yourself back into a child's pose. And then take your roller. Couple more things here, and then we're done. So I want you to have the roller right underneath your upper back, right about your bra strap. So it's not under your kidneys where your floating ribs are. It's a little higher than that. Okay. And then lift your hips up. Keep your abs really engaged and your head lifted, and just roll gently. Just kind of releasing those paraspinals. You can put a little more weight on the right side for a couple passes. And a little more weight on the left side. Massage into any spots that feel like they could use it. And then go ahead and position that roller right at that T-spine there. Support your head. So we're not going to do this from our cervicals. We're not just going to drop our head back and fake it. We're going to keep our abdominals, or keep our cervical spine pretty neutral throughout. And I want you to actually release back with your spine. So you're going to let your chest go back over the roller. We're going to do some teasers on the long box tonight. And you're going to have to find that thoracic extension when you do it. So keeping the abdominals engaged and letting the thoracic spine release back over the roller and coming up.
Dominique, what's the difference between...
Can we
release
save
versus-
questions till the end,
Yep.
please? Thank you. Inhale, stretch over. And back up. And one more time. Inhale, stretch over. Stretch over. And if it feels amazing to you and you really like being back here, go ahead and try to kind of spread the elbows wide. You can let your head breathe down on the floor if you want. Whatever is your comfort zone. If where you're at is enough, just stay there. If you need to come out of it, do that. If you can get your head on the ground and then reach your arms overhead, all the more power. Just find what works for you. Breathe. And when you're ready, go ahead and interlace your hands back behind your head. Support your head to come up. And then we're going to finish just like we did sitting on the roller, rolling back to lie down. We're going to do one more thing here. Going to take your arms, elbows together, forearms together, palms together. Your elbows are bent at 90 degrees. Keep the 90-degree angle of the elbow as you just let your arms open for this nice big pec stretch. And just hold there. Just breathe and hold. Let the chest open. And then we're going to go ahead and keep the elbows bent, but make this like bent arm snow angel. So you're going to bring the tips of your fingers together overhead, and then you're going to draw your elbows towards your waist. So my elbows are staying at 90 degrees, and I'm just making this small little snow angel, elbows squeezing my waist, and then fingertips trying to touch overhead. And just do that a couple more times. And then go ahead and come back to the elbows directly out to your sides, still bent at 90 degrees. You're going to rotate to go into internal rotation. So you're going to rotate palms down towards the floor and then rotate palms towards the ceiling. So you're just rotating from the shoulder joint, but the forearms and the hands are coming with you. Is that making sense? So it's like a puppet, just going into this funky little internal rotation of the glenohumeral joint and external rotation. Good. Couple more. If you can get elbows down on the ground and do this, great. If you can't, then don't worry about it. And last time, go ahead and stretch the arms out nice and long. And gently roll off to the side of your roller. Roll the roller out from underneath you. And from here, let's go ahead and bring the right leg in towards the chest. And rotate that hip over. Rotate that knee over, twisting. And come in. And let's switch sides. Left knee comes in. And draw that left knee over to the side. Both knees in towards the chest. Lift the head and chest up. Rock your hips back and roll up to sitting. Good job, you guys. That's better. Is that what you said? That's better? Better than what?
Than before.
Oh.
That was good.
Better, your body feels better than before or better than last modules?
Better than before we did this.
Oh, okay. All
Better
right.
than when I was sitting there and
Crack
feeling
me
like,
up. All right. Laura, what was your question?
Oh, how to distinguish between when you're just letting the ribs flare and go versus where you're still getting the proper stretch for the upper thrust?
That's a really, there's this misconception. I hear this cue a lot. where people say, don't let the ribs go. Well, I mean, when you're going into thoracic extension, like full extension, this is hyperextension, right? This is like you going beyond. I have to let the ribs go. I have to, right?
Yeah.
But I'm not letting my abs go. My abs are still engaged, right? I'm not just like, I'm still staying connected here. You can see I draw them in, right? And then I keep them in as I reach back. And what you will hopefully see is an elongation over rather than just a flop over, right? And that's like what I saw her body do on that spine stretch forward, which I was so excited about, was she did this to come up. Like, I saw her engage her abs to come back up. She didn't just, come up. Does that make sense? And that's what I'm always trying to like see happening. It's like, yeah, I'm reading like Harry Potter right now to my kid, and like I'm just like, oh, it's like magic. Feet. You weren't with me. I'm kind of a little bit of a cuckoo about this one, but on the rotation stuff, this is a compensation, okay? Unlike what we talked about with the adaptation, this is you borrowing rotation from your pelvis instead of it purely coming from your trunk. So keeping those feet connected and feeling like they're against a wall when you go into we did our rotation here, it's a subtle distinction, but it's the difference between you working pure rotation and actually getting stronger and more flexible, or you just borrowing it from someplace else and never really getting it. You know what I mean? So we talked about that in the lecture, adaptation versus compensation.
That's a good cue of mentioning like magnets here.
Yeah, or having a wall right here. And as you twist, your feet can't come off the wall. They have to stay on the wall. Yeah? Any other questions? That was like it wasn't really a BASI class, but you noticed I still kept BASI exercises and BASI flow and BASI, but you don't learn that repertoire necessarily, but it was still a BASI class, but just on the foam roller, yeah? And the theme was balance, right? You might have felt that, you might have not felt it. What is your question? Did you have one? Oh, I thought you raised your hand.
No,
Okay.
straight hair.
So, who wants to finish a half an hour early and do just a half an hour lunch versus finishing at our normal 7 and doing a full hour? Okay, half hour, show of hands. Thank you for making that easier. So we will come back at 3:15. Is that right? Is that clock right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. 3:15, okay? And then we'll do our repertoire and, So wipe down your mat, put your foam rollers away.
Thank you for the shoulder reminders. My shoulders they're like here. They live right here, and every day, all day.
They don't actually, and what I encourage you to do
Every day, all day, I try to remember.
okay, is to stop even telling yourself that. Just don't say that. Just
I
keep.
really like anytime I check in though with myself, I try and think it like this.
I know.
I try to.
Yeah.
Because it's just really hard.
It's just.
So I wasn't saying like leave me alone. I was just saying.
No,
like,
I
maybe I'm trying.
No, I know.
Actually, thank you. And I do need the reminders. I just get frustrated with my shoulders.
Let me work on my hamstring for I've always every time I come in, like,
I know. That's hamstring. Oh, right.
Laura, sorry I didn't let you ask me, but like I have memory issues, and if you ask me a question in the middle, I won't remember what I'm supposed to do
But that
next.
flow of
yeah.
class to keep going, so no offense taken.
And like, wait, what was I doing? What happened?
How are those feet? Those are dancing.
I should ice them now, but I didn't. No.
That was so nice. I love that. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing like little stuff like that on the foam roller, and like the whole like stretching thing that you did. I did that yesterday, and like everything just popped. Cause I have like the worst like knots and like just like the in here, and like when I'm like doing a little sunflower thing, it just like pops and cracks the entire time. I was like, oh my gosh,
I
like,
know.
anybody can hear
Me
it.
too. My shoulders are very rounded forward. It's definitely one of the things I'm constantly working on.
Right.
But you're athletic, right? What do? You lift weights and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, because before, just the back and the shoulders and everything, but I was only doing like, I play volleyball and basketball.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
I could tell that you have an athletic body, so there's that.
It definitely, it helped like during the whole rehab and everything.
Oh yeah, seems strong as.
But I'm stronger now than I was when I was playing sports. There's so many things that I've never been able to do, and after the injury, I was like, I'm never gonna be able to do anything like that, and now I'm doing it. So I'm like,
Awesome.
it's so fun. I love it.
Yeah.
It's fun because like now I talk to people at Oracle and they're just like, I hurt myself and I'm never gonna be able to do anything. Like you're young and you're able to do that. I was like, you realize like I was like out of commission at 15. And I was like, and here I am. And they're just like, really? You know, and all sorts of things. It actually helps a
Oh,
lot.
totally. And it gives you so much empathy too to kind of know like what they're dealing with because there's so much, you know, there's when you're injured, especially if you've been active and then you're injured, it's depressing. So it's like,
Oh, and
yeah.
I'm 15.
I
I
know.
know things go on at 15 years old, and I was like dealing with that. Like I had to take like the donut pill home to school, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so weird. I didn't realize how much.
Did you have an actual like impact injury? Did you what
No,
or just
because I've been the same height and everything. I've always been very petite, and I played basketball. And
Yeah.
I didn't let anybody. Like I was in the middle of everything, and
Yeah.
people always told me I was pretty feisty.
Yeah.
So I think just getting hit around a lot did a lot, but I was doing basketball camp and we just finished a scrimmage and I was just walking across the basketball court and I took one step and I felt like I stepped on like a live wire and it just felt this like electricity running up and down my back and I was like, oh my gosh. And it's at the end of the week and I come to my parents and they're like, you're just, you know, you're overworked, just go sit in the hot tub, you know, we'll make our complex. So just go relax. And it took like a few months and like I went to multiple doctors, just like x-rays, MRIs, everything. No one could figure out what it was.
Really?
And yeah, it was so weird. And then I went to this one guy in Los Gatos and he took just a simple x-ray in his office and he took me into the room and he goes, it's clearly a disc herniation. And he showed me and it was just so
but you
prevalent.
can't see discs on an X-ray.
Well, it was like
You
how
could see the
vertebrae,
vertebrae.
yeah, how everything was just kind of, there was something was wrong. And then he pulled up other MRIs that I brought, and he's just like, do you see these fluids moving here? And I was like, how did no one see that before?
Well, you know what's weird is that, you know, you can have like the tiniest little thing, but if it's on the nerve and
It's just dang,
you're
over.
done.
Oh my gosh, I was in tears every morning because I couldn't get out of bed. It was like any little movement, it was just, oh my gosh, it was awful. So I was just like, any pain that comes in after this, I'm fine. Like I have a very high pain tolerance now, which is like good and bad. So if something bothers me, then I'm like, it's not a big deal, but it could be.
Well, you go either way. You either end up being super fearful, which we see that a lot with people who've been in pain, are not willing to, they have yeah, they're just so afraid to ever go back there.
Yeah.
You know, or you get like you, where you're just like, yeah, I can deal with anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. Well, it was just so funny because like when I first started Pilates, like I looked at my old chart and saw like their notes that they made on